Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Hi, I'm Veronica and this time we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do a Halloween wreath, but I'm gonna implement some of my decoupage ornaments in it. To start with, I use some styrofoam balls, some styrofoam medallion and photo frame for this project and some cute Halloween rice paper custom made. I painted the styrofoam medallion twice with white paint, and the styrofoam balls I paint only once. You will see later why only once. Then I use some stems, some air drying clay for this project as well. Roll out your air drying clay and make sure it is pretty thin before you are applying it to the styrofoam medallion because it will crack upon you when it's drying. Then I use some stems to put on the clay itself. Carefully then apply the clay onto the styrofoam medallion. This one styrofoam medallion I didn't paint at all because I knew I'm gonna apply the air drying clay all around. Cut off any excess of the clay to fit onto your ornament. On the other side of this medallion, I just used some air drying clay and one stamp to put on. Then I use some Halloween molds like a cute pumpkin and some bats for this project. I glue them on around the medallion with express glue from Pentard. Let it dry before painting it. The other three medallions, as I was saying, painted it with white paint twice, and then I applied the rice paper onto one side. I don't cut out my images, I use my watering pen. If you don't have a watering pen, just use a small brush with water. Then go ahead and tear up your image in few places so it can be easier applied onto the medallion. On the photo frame, I just applied glue, decoupage glue onto the frame, and then I just pressed down the rice paper with the image on, and then I went ahead and applied a little bit more glue on top of it. Let it all dry. Then I use some paints to paint and blend the image more. The same goes for the Halloween ornaments or medallion as well. I also painted the frame, the wooden frame itself with a little bit of paint and water, and I wipe off any excess of the paint. So as I was saying, I painted the ornaments with some paints as well. These are the paints I use. Of course, you can use whatever paint suits your project. This project will be listed into the description below. If I cannot find the same, for example, stamp or other stuff, I will be putting something similar into it, because some of those I have for a long time and they might not be available. With little bit of paint and water, I applied some dots onto the ornaments as well. First, the clay medallion, I painted the whole thing black. Make sure to wear gloves for this project because it will get messy. Then I wiped off any excess with wet towel. The styrofoam balls I painted orange. Now back to the clay medallion. These are the paints I used to paint it with a classic sponge. On the large image I used my trusty glitter decoupage glue. This step is fully optional, but as you know, I like to put a little bit of glitter onto my design. Same glitter decoupage glue I use onto the skeleton kind of medallions as well. Let it all dry. Those styrofoam balls I sealed with matte varnish. Same matte varnish I use onto the clay medallion. On the photo frame image or the wreath sign, I would say I use pouring glaze because I want it to be shiny. I applied 3 layers of the glaze onto the sign, and the same glaze I use on the skeleton medallions as well. Let it all dry between each layer. The wooden frame itself I sealed with matte varnish. If you like decoupage projects like this, please do subscribe to my channels for more. After the large skeleton image was dry, I just put it back into the frame. On the back of the skeleton ornaments, I just used some air drying clay with crackle design stamp. Again, roll out your clay so will fit onto the ornament, but also make sure it is pretty thin, because really it will crack upon you upon drying. Believe me, I know it happened to me many times. Carefully glue the clay onto the ornament and cut off any excess. Then I use some pearl mold and pumpkin mold to put on the sides of each medallion. Let it dry before painting it. On the styrofoam balls I use decorating rope and I glued it with hot glue. Then I use clay and the Halloween molds to put some beds and pumpkins onto the rope ornaments themselves. Then again I first painted all of it with black paint, the images on the rope ornament and the same on the skeleton medallions as well. Then I applied some paints on the sides of the medallions. I didn't paint it the whole medallion because I knew the middle of the ornament won't be showing in the wreath itself. Same with the rope ornaments, I just painted the beds and pumpkins with little bit of paint. For the next project, you better go outside. I use some spray paint to decorate some skulls, plastic skulls, and some plastic skeleton hands. To make a cute bow, I use Pro Bow the hand. I use different kind of Halloween ribbon with some other ribbon that matches my design. And here is the cute bow all fluffed out. For my Halloween wreath, I use as a base artificial greenery wreath. Then I applied some artificial leaves. I didn't glue the leaves on, I just twisted them inside to the wreath. Then I put on my Halloween sign on the wreath, the Halloween bow, of course, those skeletons' hands, my skeleton ornaments, medallions, I would say. Then I glued inside the wreath some pumpkins, some flowers, some leaves, some spiders, my rope ornaments, and so much more. And of course the skulls as well. And here it is all finished, my own Halloween wreath finally to put on my door. And here you can see how you can implement decoupage ornaments into other designs, such as my own Halloween wreath here. If you like this project, please do give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for another project and let me know in comments what is hanging on your door right now. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.